presentation. We now move on to the third presentation, and this will be from Mr. Ramjattan. Please allow the presenters to give an uninterrupted presentation. I now share with you some information about Mr. Ramjattan. He was born on October 12, 1960 at number 48 Village, Quarantine, Berkeley. He is an eminent attorney at law, a fearless and objective politician, and a volunteer youth organizer. His profession as an attorney of law and as a politician brings him in contact with people from all over Guyana, Essequibo, Demerara, and others. He is married to Sita Ramjattan. As he is fondly known, was born in Toronto and grew up in a grassroots, humble political family on quarantine. He served as the former chairman of the Progressive Youth Organization between 1988 and 1995, and as a member of the Central Committee 1997 to 2004 of the People's Progressive Party. This former state council in the chambers of the Director of Public Prosecution, a former president of the Guyana Bar Association, has been a member of Parliament since October 1992 and was a member of the Public Accounts Committee of National Assembly. He has fearlessly and objectively represented his views on numerous issues, some highly politically sensitive, all in his quest for a better Guyana. Mr. Ramjattan has participated in many national and international workshops and seminars and contributed to numerous discussions and public debates on issues of maladministration, good governance, undue political interference by the state, on professional and unethical behavior, among other topics. He is the editor of the Guyana Bar Review, an ardent cricketer, but a little too old, he says, for the national team. So he is satisfied being president of the Gandhi Youth Cricket Club. I now call on Mr. Ramjattan.
I wish to thank the coordinators of this program and presidential debate town hall style, because I feel that there is need for scrutiny of our presidential candidates during a campaign period, and I think it is mandatory that anyone seeking public office to ensure that he suffers that scrutiny and examination. I am pleased also that the venue this evening is at the University of Guyana, and there is a special significance that brings me to that conclusion. My father graduated here in 1969. I commenced legal studies here in 1979. And I have two sons Hemendra and Devesh, who are undergraduates here presently. Let me say at this initial stage, students all, that we are only going to know how to remedy the situation in Guyana unless we know what the situation is. The AFC sees sense of describing our democracy as a fragile one. Some call it an elected dictatorship. I regard, however, a description that I read in a Foreign Affairs magazine by a Professor Goldstone that aptly describes it, and that is, it's sultanistic. I want you to, just for me to go through the attributes of what he was speaking when he did that brilliant analysis in that journal. This is what he said. It is a regime with a national leader who expands his personal power at the expense of formal institutions. 1. 2. A political cabal around such a sultan which appeals to no ideology and have no purpose other than maintaining their personal authority. 3. The preservation of some forms and formal aspects of democracy. You can have elections, you can have a national assembly and so on, but it rules above them by installing compliant supporters in key positions. 4. An accumulation and amassing of great wealth, which it uses to buy the loyalty of supporters and to punish opponents. This it manages to do by procuring aid and investment monies, a large proportion of which is then funneled to the Sultan and his cronies. 5. It keeps the masses depoliticized, disorganized, and divided by paying the population off with subsidies, and we're unable to do so by surveillance, media control, and intimidation of the citizen. It is marked by high levels of corruption and unemployment. Those are the 6 attributes. Students here and members present, does that characterization ring a bell? Attributes here in Guyana, where we have a champion of a sultan. Professor Goldstone's analysis posits that sultanistic regimes in this highly digitized world would unravel with astonishing rapidity, leaving even the Sultan befuddled. I see our Sultan befuddled in Guyana. Apart from such a degenerate political state of affairs, the hard, cold facts as to the state of our economy must also be told. And I want to reveal to you what the World Bank, after it did a major survey in Guyana that included 164 businessmen and 32 hotel owners and tourist establishments. This is what businessmen told the World Bank. And this is not a perception index. This is hard evidence accumulated from the businessmen. Bribes on government contracts, total value of the contracts, 15.3%. Payments to get things done as a percentage of annual sales, 3.5. So if any businessman in Guyana were to make gross sales of $100 million, 3.5 goes to paying somebody something to do business in there. important set of statistics so that I can give you the true picture, because others will come and say that that's not the picture. It has to do with what they found in relation to a number of indices. Pervasiveness of money laundering through our banks. They did a survey with 117 countries. Guyana, 117 out of 117 countries. Brain drain, where 87% of our people leave this country who graduate from this university. 117 out of 117 countries. Reliability of police services. Guyana's ranking 116 out of 117 countries. Irregular payments on public contracts 114 out of 117. So if it is not last space we bring in, it's second to last and third to last. Also indicate to you, students here, that our corruption perception index was 122 out of 160 countries. That source is Transparency International. Let me make it quite clear. These statistics are not a consequence of our people being innately without capacity. It is very well known that when our Guyanese go overseas, they do well. They procure great wealth and status in those countries. Rather, I would say that these statistics are a result of the sultanistic rule that we have had for the majority of the 45 years since independence. 19 years. We also have in this country an absolute inequality. The rich are getting richer and the poor poorer. This inequality, I must tell you, creates distrust, creates mistrust. It creates a general disequilibrium. Neighbors cease to look after and check on their neighbors. There is no cooperative spirit, and the result is the madness we see all around us. Crime, corruption, violence, especially domestic violence, drunkenness and vulgarity, even on the platforms of presidential candidates. Very significant is an impoverishment that traverses the ethnic divide. Every ethnic community in Guyana has felt the impact of this inequality. That is our state of affairs, and what then should we do about it? The Alliance for Change, yes, changing. The AFC has a better vision for a better tomorrow. Underpinning that vision are 12 interconnected approaches that must be followed simultaneously. These approaches involve civil service reforms, educational reform, private sector-driven economy, and hinterland development, amongst so many other reforms. Amen. Time will obviously not permit me to make mention of these, but I want to tell you that we must start thinking about entering an industrial era for Guyana. We have to also deal with an education reform that is going to see students like yourselves deal with more the curricula that has technology, science, maths, and engineering. I know this Mr. Granger mentioned it, the STEM subject. We also want you to understand that we must have a state development bank and also increase technical education in the region. This State Development Bank is something that will cause a capitalization of our struggling entrepreneurs. And also we intend to mobilize not only the Guyanese here, but Guyanese in the diaspora, because indeed that's what we have to do. Students, I want you to understand that it is not going to be an easy task. The morass that we are in will take very challenging efforts. Very, very difficult times are ahead, but it can be done. Yes. We want to state that, of course, as part and parcel of getting it done, requires constitutional reform. We have to make that president that has emperor's power, which was given by the PNC in 1980, change. We have to also reduce the taxation levels. We also have to ensure that our security sector is reformed. We are going to bring in the British and the Americans to assist us and implement the Ian Chang's report. But before my time comes to an end, I want to make to you, brothers and sisters here, students all, there is a challenge the AFC will have to address formally, which matters fundamentally to our ethnic circumstance. Okay. It is a challenge which our various communities, be they labor, business, students, lecturers, Christians or Hindus, must help solve. And it is this: delivering a Guyanese peace and happiness across the ethnic divide. We have to get to the point of reconciliation and harmony and unity, to the point of transcending ethnic gravitations. A Guyanese peace, lest we forget, will not be built upon empty and half-empty stomachs, or human misery, or marginalization of any section of our population. We have seen proof of such marginalization from Dr. Lunson's testimony recently in court. And it is repugnant as it is revolting. Our people and our politicians must do everything in our power to create a more enduring trust between all our ethnicities, and for the provisioning of opportunities for all to earn decent incomes, and the education and training that lead to such jobs, and a combined commercial and political will to enforce our labor laws and tax laws that will restore a balance of the distribution of the nation's wealth after a successful generation thereof. This is the alternative the AFC presents, an alternative which sees its young population blurring all boundaries of race and ethnicity as we know them today, and this still young nation being comfortable in its diversity and even stronger for it. And where our young people must never suffer like our own UG student, Johansson, who was slaughtered thoughtlessly on a popular city street. Now like a Tyon Thomas being tortured in a police station. Now like a valedictorian of this university who can't find a job. These things pain me, they really do hurt. Students all, our tomorrow depends on what choices we make today. 2012 will depend on what we do in 2011. We cannot do the same thing and expect change. It is that simple. We must change to move forward. I plead that you make the right turn and get on board the Alliance for Change to take you there. Thank you very much.